21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Hey, yo,
what it means that your agency provides ad accounts that are pre-approved by Facebook, Google, TikTok, Twitter, any other channel, Snapchat. What is an ad account? Let's go from the scratch.
We got our back against the wall, we gotta fight back.
On the big platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Google, Snapchat, anytime somebody like an entrepreneur wants to run ads to drive traffic to their business and get make sales, they need to create an ad account. So essentially, you can go into any of these platforms and then create an ad account. From there, it's self-managed. So you link your credit card, you set up your ads, and the ads start serving. Okay, so it's all self-managed, and anyone can go and create one. And then what we do is we provide, let's say, a higher tier, more premium level of accounts. So we call it agency ad accounts. And there's certain benefits why somebody should use our accounts instead of using their own accounts, such as, for example, the accounts are stronger, they're harder to get blocked. That is a very big issue in the industry right now, in the market. People, running ads for their business, growing their sales, and then boom, Facebook and Google, they snap their fingers, their account gets blocked, and you don't even have to be doing something against policy for this to happen. There's so many white hat, legit advertisers that are getting their accounts restricted down for like days, weeks, or sometimes even months, and they're not even doing anything wrong. So that's one thing. Another thing is, for Facebook, our accounts have unlimited spending limits right from the start. Whereas, for example, if you were to create your own Facebook account from scratch, usually there's a spending limit. You can spend $25 per day, then $50 per day for like a few weeks, then 100, and it's very slow like this, And for the people that want to spend more and scale faster, this is obviously way too slow. That's another thing. And then one of the biggest things is just we provide a premium level of support from the platforms. So the support from Facebook, Google, the big channels is notoriously not that great. They have hundreds of thousands, maybe probably millions of advertisers. So the support is notoriously not that great unless you're someone like Adidas that's already spending millions of dollars per month, for example, right? But what we do is we bring that premium level of support that that a big company like Adidas would get, but we bring it to all advertisers, even smaller advertisers, that are our clients. So a premium level of support that helps with any kind of issues, restrictions, certain feedback needed on, certain ads to get approved, all these kind of issues that people are getting. We provide that premium level of support through our agency accounts. In a nutshell, that's what we do.
Yeah, now bring it back like a boomerang. Who that man, do that thing, coming through like Buddha bang. Setting booby traps for girls and goofy cats. Hog tied and handcuffed through in the back.
And Rohaan, can you explain a little bit more what does scale means? So any DTC or direct to consumer brands, we all struggle to scale, so you can help us.
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger.
Scale is in essence when you've validated a funnel or some kind of service or offer in the market which people want, and then what you want to do is then scale that, as in take that offer on a mass scale and offer it to many more people. So that's essentially what it is. And that could be a product. Let's say it's a fashion brand, you're selling apparel. Well, you want more customers, so that's what you're doing. You're scaling it up. Or if it's a service, you want as many people using your service and scaling it up. So when we use scale in this industry, we're referring to just getting your business from one level to the next. And how often people do that is, well, they increase their ad spend on their existing channels, or they might diversify their traffic sources to new channels. Like, for example, one might be using just Facebook, whereas another business competitor might be using Facebook, Google, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitter. And of course, who's going to win there? Someone who's on multiple channels, multiple platforms, because his client acquisition or customer acquisition channels is diversified. One thing we see quite often, Martin, is people overly reliant on just one traffic source. That is absolutely the worst thing you could do, especially now in 2022, when marketers are becoming more smart and you're going to have so many competitors. It's no longer blue oceans, because this is a very an industry increasing in popularity, especially e-commerce, especially drop shipping, because the barrier to entry is super low. You could start a business overnight. There's no cost of startup. You don't have to start buy a building or whatever. So the competition is increasing, and how you stand out now is, well, number one, your service, your branding, and the premium feel. But number two, it's also, how are you acquiring the customers? How are you acquiring the clients? And which channels you're using. So we always say, don't be a lazy marketer. Diversify your traffic sources. And another thing, what I'll say to that is, let's imagine you are just a one-channel marketer. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, people do it. They make a lot of money from it. But you are at the mercy of that platform. Let's imagine that your ad account gets shut down, which happens quite a lot, by the way. We even had seven-figure brands come to us and say, "Hey, our Facebook account's shut down. Can you help us?" And we're like, "Okay, sure, of course we can help you. Well, at least you have others running, right?" And they're like, no." So, no traffic means no business, and you don't have any more customers, and what good is that? So, yeah.
Eroslav, you had an example of well, basically you scaled your e-commerce campaigns by more than 800%. Can you share a little bit more about that one?
Yeah, so this is from so aside from providing agency accounts, we also, as part of Orange Trail and as part of a separate paid ads agency I have, we work with large e-commerce brands, so anywhere from 6 to 8 figure e-commerce brands. And yeah, there, of course, there's ebbs and flows, there's certain seasonality, but about this particular case, it was around when a bit after COVID had started hitting. Everyone was kind of shutting down. A lot of people were panicking, and the brands that really stuck through and kind of just held to their guns and just kind of doubled down are the ones that won big. And so, yeah, we had multiple situations. So this one in particular, where it was actually a brand that was selling kind of a home garden slash, it was like a home, like living lamp kind of product. So what you buy, looks really cool. It makes your living room, it gives it this bit of ambience with interesting light and nature and that kind of stuff. And we pretty much just doubled down. We really focused on a very solid testing, optimization, and scaling strategy. We focused on creating new creatives, because there's a lot of creators and influencers sitting at home not having work. So we used a lot of them to create content for us. And then also just a lot of people sitting at home just buying stuff, and it was just a perfect combination of factors of, us just doubling down, having the balls to double down where everyone else is panicking, in combination with the new assets, such as, people creating content for us, and people just sitting at home and buying. It was these factors that combined for us to be able to scale, by 8x, that particular brand, that particular situation.
And Rohaan, there is a Web3 marketing. People are talking about a lot about specific strategies. Any experience on your side?
Of course. Yeah, that's another part of our agency that Eroslav and we focus on. We have a whole department and division focused on blockchain marketing. Specifically, we sell out NFT projects. And how we do this is we have multiple funnels and marketing strategies. One thing to know, Martin, is it's not like your conventional e-commerce or digital info product. You have to be very smart. It is a restricted vertical at the end of the day, NFTs, Web3, crypto. So you have to kind of be a little bit smart about it. Now, why we kind of started the Web3 marketing was, well, first of all, both Eroslav and I had deep, profound interest in Web3 space. But secondly, it was because we have these special agency ad accounts which don't get banned as easily, and we can also allow list manually our accounts to advertise in certain verticals. So kind of give us this eureka moment where we're great marketers. We're 6-7 years experience in marketing ourselves, and then we realize, okay, there's not many Web3 agencies out there, and if there are, they may not be doing paid advertising like we can, because we have access to reps that will manually allow list a Twitter account where you can run Twitter ads, for example, or Google or Facebook without getting shut down. Meanwhile, other people, they'll try it. They'll be like, oh, let me launch these NFT ads, but they'll get shut down within like 24 hours, 48 hours. So one of our main strategies to sell out multiple projects, because we've sold out multiple projects, including one of our own, was the paid ads channel. And specifically, it's on Facebook, Google, and Twitter. The Web3 space is mainly on Twitter, by the way. And aside from that, we also have our head of influencers, Bobby. He's handling a lot of the influencers, so across TikTok, across YouTube, also Twitter. And these influencers are well connected in the space. They'll either launch a video about your project, reviewing it, or they'll tweet about it, or launch a TikTok video. And then the other main strategy that we use was collaborations. And collaborations, let me kind of break that down in a nutshell. It's not like influencers. It's more so we have like a team of like 50 collab managers, which are reaching out to other projects, bringing your project USPs to them and saying, hey, this is what we do. Let's exchange some whitelists. Let's, shout out for shout out, because you guys are launching, we're launching, let's exchange. We'll interchange our communities. It's free. You'll get value, we'll get value. So that's another strategy which we, mastered, and it helped us sell out Faragod's, one of our clients' projects, which did a 21x. So the budget was 100,000, and we managed to sell out 2 collections for 2.1 million. So yeah, Web3 is a different ball game altogether, but we've had a decent success rate so far. Unfortunately, we're in a bear market right now. So once things pick up again, I'm sure we're going to be again marketing for other clients.
And what do you think is the best way to spend that kind of big budget efficiently?
It really depends on what specifically. I mean, like, so for example, for Web3, we've noticed certain things, such as, for example, by far, Instagram and Facebook would get us the highest volume of leads, quote unquote. And what we call leads is getting people into the Discord. Because just to really quickly kind of reiterate what the strategy is when you're selling on an NFT project, for example, is instead of the traditional e-commerce model where you drive traffic to a page, they go, they buy, you make some money right away. It's more of a launch strategy. So you build a community, you hype up the community, you use organic promotion, paid promotion to get people into your Discord, your Discord server. From there, of course, you keep people engaged, you hype them up, and then you do the launch, and then if the hype is good, if the marketing is good, you sell out. And so to get people into the Discord, that's what we call lead, getting someone in Discord. What we found to be the most cost effective was Instagram by far. There's the most amount of people, a good, decent amount of targeting options, especially as you have spent some budget already. You have pixel data, decent amount of targeting options where you can get a large volume of people cost effectively from Instagram. That was by far the best. After that, it was Twitter. So of course, a lot of the crypto community is on Twitter. Of course, Twitter is huge. So Twitter ads was good. However, it was more expensive. Facebook was a bit less, I would say, important than Instagram and Twitter. And then the other ones like Snapchat and TikTok, that was just restricted. It's very hard to run those ads for, on those platforms for, Web3. So the main things was Instagram and then Twitter in terms of paid ads.
Okay, Rohaan, any other specific differences between each platform's approach? I mean, to different verticals and sorts of offers.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic of Web3, just something to note is from spending, multiple 6 figures of client ad spend on their projects, we've noticed, here's the breakdown. Facebook, Instagram, definitely the cheapest, CTAs and just, overall, you get the best bang for your buck, okay? Google comes second, YouTube ads, search ads, because remember, an NFT project's marketing lead up is not that long. It might be 60 days, maximum 90. In that time, it's very hard to rank first for your keyword, for your project. So it's just better to have search ads and also run some YouTube ads, and that's it, And lastly, Twitter, it's actually the most expensive. So, cost per Discord joiners, cost per, some action takers, because we optimize for different events. Remember, in an NFT space, the goal is to get everyone into your Discord, okay? It's not to go on a website and make a purchase. That's maybe post mint. If you didn't sell out the project, you can run it to the mint page where people can mint directly, but it's really hard. The main way you can actually sell out an NFT project is create hype, get people into your Discord. And how you do that is 2 ways. You can either run direct funnel to your Discord, so you can have the Discord join link, invite link, or you can do a website, so top of funnel ads are running to the website. From the website, there might be a button which redirects and clicks to Discord. And we track, because in the Discord, you cannot track a conversion, or the pixel cannot be integrated in there. What we do is we put it on the website, in a specific button, which might be like join Discord now, and then that fires the pixel every single time. So that's something we figured out before most people did. And it also helped us to optimize, so we would optimize for purchase in that case rather than like traffic, because that would give you very bad quality of joiners. So the divide is like Facebook, Instagram, cheapest and best, Google, YouTube next, and then Twitter is the most expensive. However, as I said before, the Web3 space community is largely on Twitter. They're these anonymous, like they call them degenerates, but they're mainly on Twitter. They're tweeting every day. They're discussing threads. They're discussing, the projects, coins, NFT projects. So like that's what we found so far. Now that's just the Web3. If you go across to e-com, digital info, it really just depends. Is your product or your service a good fit in the market, for your target audience? Are you solving a huge pain point in the industry and it's unique? Are you advertising in a blue ocean, or is it like a red ocean that's saturated? There's so many factors that can influence, so it's hard to say what one reason might be. But the best advice I could give to people, anyone that's starting out or even has some existing business and is just struggling, you need to find a way to add value to your target audience that your competitors may not be doing, whether that might be a unique angle or, some kind of add-on service or product, that potentially is just it's like people would see the perceived value in that and instantly buy on a first ad, cold ad. That's the biggest advice. Problem solving products tend to do the best, in my opinion, or services.
And what about you as an agency? What do you think sets your agency apart from others in the industry?
Yeah, so right now, just to be very clear, there are hundreds, no, thousands, probably even tens of thousands of agencies that would do the actual media buying, the marketing for clients, as a main service. Our main service, our core focus is we provide the infrastructure to advertisers, which they can use to actually advertise and scale with minimal risk and with the highest level of support. So we provide that infrastructure by providing these agency accounts and higher level support from the platforms. So that's the main thing. There's only a very small handful of agencies that are able to do what we do. The reason we have access to be able to provide this is because we've been in the industry for years. Through the different brands I've worked with, I spent millions of dollars on ads. Rohaan has grown multiple 7-figure brands as well, and through there we've met the right people, made the right connections, and then kind of just put pen to paper, signed the right contracts, and now we're able to provide it. So we provide the infrastructure and the support in order for businesses to be able to actually use Facebook, TikTok, Google to the best to the best of their potential with the highest level of support that they can get.
I would just add on to that, Martin. So your question was, why would people choose our agency? Well, first of all, what Eroslav mentioned is the service we provide, only a handful of other agencies actually provide this, okay? It's not a common thing. It's very hard to get these high-level contacts. For example, last 4 days, we actually flew to meet some of our Facebook reps. We have an insane relationship with them. As Ari mentioned, we spent millions of our own money on the ad accounts ourselves, and then also Ari's clients. So through that, we just solidified these relationships, have all these agreements in place. Second thing is, okay, the handful of other agencies that may exist that might provide an agency account service as well. We're the only one that provides all the accounts in one. So we're the one-stop shop. Facebook, Google, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter. We even made a deal with Microsoft for Bing accounts where we can provide, cashback as well. We also do Taboola and Outbrain. So Orange Trail is the one-stop shop for agency accounts. And adding on to that, the other agencies don't have what we do in terms of 24/5 support. We have account managers in every single time zone, US, Europe, Asia. So you get 24-hour support. In Slack, we respond within minutes, maximum an hour. In addition to that, we have the fastest turnaround times in the industry for your accounts. So for example, what that means is Martin comes to me and says, Rohan, I need a Facebook agency account. I've been banned. I cannot advertise. Let's get set up. So after we complete the steps, we sign the agreement. We'll charge you the service fee. We can open your account within a few hours. Like usually, it's done very quickly within the same day. Our competitors, we've seen some horror stories. They take up to a week or two, and that's not good because during that time you're losing money. You're not advertising. It's the same for top-up requests. So agency accounts, they're on a prepay model, like whereas you have to load them up almost like a prepay phone. You have to load them up with credit. And how you do that is invoice. So you'd send us funds, we'd send it to our Meta partner, and then that through there we top up the funds. That's also done within a few hours. Whereas our competitors, it might be a few days. And during that time, if your account goes to zero, you can't run ads. So in terms of what makes us stand out, this is something Ari and I, before we even got our first client, we made sure that we will be the best service in the industry. Why? Because if you keep your client happy, they'll be with you for a long time. The LTV, the lifetime value of a customer, is crucial for us. We don't want them to leave because the service we provide, first of all, they're using our accounts. So when they're using our accounts, there's that sense of loyalty. They'll continue to use our accounts as long as they're running traffic. And number two, if they're happy and they're satisfied, of course, they'll tell their friends about it. They'll tell their network about it. And that gives us free marketing, free promotion. They'll get us more people. And I'm, just end on this point. We're happy to say we have over 300 clients and not a single bad review. So that's something, we have to credit our entire team for.
So guys, what about your business model? So you provide infrastructure, specific infrastructure. You have great customer service. I suppose you have a lot of VAs. Do you have maybe some guys on a full-time job?
Yeah, so right now we have 12 full-time people working for us across operations, finance, and sales as well. So we have 3 full-time sales guys, a few full-time operations, few full-time finance. As you can imagine, we have large amounts of incoming and outgoing transfers, so we need to make sure that's all handled properly. So that's why we have a finance team. And yeah, our team is fully remote, spread out between Asia, Europe, and the Americas, South America. And so yeah, we have, these full-time people that are able to handle pretty much all the time zones, and just to add on to Rohan's point, the reason why we're able to be so fast is just because we have this economies of scale where we bring so much spend through our reps, and we have such an amazing relationship with them that they essentially have an internal team specifically dedicated to Orange Trail and Orange Trail clients. So that's why we're able to be pretty much the fastest in the industry in terms of account openings, account top-ups, support, and that kind of stuff.
How we make money, in Orange Trail, how the business model works is essentially we have a subscription model. So for Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, these platforms, what we do is we'll set up unlimited ad accounts for you, as many as you need, as long as you're spending. And for that, we charge a monthly fee. So for Facebook and TikTok, it's $500 per month. And then also we take a percentage of your ad spend as well. Now the ad spend depends. If you're a low spender, maybe below 15K per month, it's just a monthly fee, just 500 for Facebook. And if you're above 15K, then we just waive the monthly fee. There's no monthly fee. We just take 3.5% of your ad spend. Now, how that works is, as I mentioned before, you have to top up funds on these accounts. You have to load them up. So our finance will send you an invoice. Let's say, Martin say, hey, I want to top up 10,000. Okay, we'll send you an invoice for 10,350 because that 350 is our 3.5% service fee. So that's, how essentially our business model works. And as long as you're working with us, topping up, you will make money, we'll make money because you'll have stable accounts and unlimited accounts, priority support. And of course, we're getting paid for the service that we're providing.
And what about two of you in your personal life? Are you friends in personal life? Do you have personal life? Do you have time for personal life? Are you traveling a lot? What about sport activities? Are you still in MMA?
Yeah, no, that's accurate. We both actually train in boxing.
Yeah, sure. So in terms of personal, yeah, so we're very close friends. Right now we're living together. We do trips together. We have a lot of this, similar interests. We're both, quite ambitious. We both train boxing. We wake up, we go to the gym, we come back home. We start work. We kind of keep each other accountable in terms of being disciplined, in terms of working out, putting in the hours in the business, of course, not eating crappy food. So yeah, it's actually one of the most powerful things you can do, is if there's a good fit and if you guys complement each other, is to have a business partner. I wouldn't recommend to have a business partner if you need to force it. But for us, it happened very naturally and very, very organic. We both, complement each other very well. And we both push each other in many different ways. So when there's a good fit and these criteria fit, I definitely recommend to have a business partner. And then, and it's so powerful because, like I said, we keep each other accountable, and the progress that you make is insane when you're both pushing in the same direction. I would go as far as to say that when two people are, they're aligned, they complement each other, and they're pushing each other, and they're, fully trust each other. Two people working together like this can get more done than just four people working individually, and we're seeing this as well. Just when we, partnered up, the growth has been so fast with Orange Trail compared to the previous, ventures that we had individually. So.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned in life, and that's just through traveling to over 30 countries, like meeting different types of people in all walks of entrepreneurship and life, is that your social circle, the people you hang around with, your diet as a whole, your information diet, who you're exposed to, what you're talking about, that's so important because it builds and shapes your character. Show me the people you hang around with today, and I'll show you the man you'll become in 5 years' time. And with that in mind, what Eroslav said was perfect. You need to have someone around you who's going to constantly push you, not a yes man, not someone who's going to be comfortable always. You need someone that's going to be pushing you to become the best you, the best version of yourself, pushing you upwards, always maximizing your potential, because one of my biggest fears is unfulfilled potential. And that's something that Eroslav and we always do, whether that be in business or in the personal life. As he said, we hold each other accountable for everything. Don't eat that burger, don't eat that pizza, hey, wake up and sleep on time. His schedule, your routine is super important. Working out, because that's another thing. This is going to sound very controversial, but if a person is undisciplined in certain areas of his life, whether that be nutrition or if he's fat, that kind of transfers over into your business life. And this is kind of sounds a little bit similar to Andrew Tate, which is again going to be quite controversial, but he says, I don't go into business with fat people because they're going to be lazy and lethargic, similar to their lifestyle habits. Well, I'm not going to go that far, but what I would say is that if certain people are doing certain things a certain way, that's usually how you do things most ways. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So living with your business partner, your best friend, it's definitely been a positive experience for us. We share quite a lot of things, same interests. We're working all day, going gym, and then in the evenings we're beating the shit out of each other in the boxing sparring, because that's also accountability, teaching each other how to be well trained and capable, and be able to protect themselves and their loved ones. So what Eroslav said, it's totally true. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with someone. And be selective with who you choose. You need to have someone who's reliable and trustworthy. If you don't have someone that's you can't fully depend on trust, don't do it at all, because you're always going to have potential risk management. You're going to be like skeptical. Don't do it in that case. You need to completely depend and trust the other individual. And in this case, of course, we do. I can rely on Eroslav to handle the business when I have something to take care of, and equally vice versa. So yeah, it's been a great ride so far, and looking forward to what's to come.
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror.
If you're advertising for your business, you're having issues such as account restrictions, profile restrictions, you're getting really crappy support from Facebook, Google, TikTok, wherever you're advertising, and you do need that higher level support that, for example, like a Fortune 500 company would get, but you're not there yet, then definitely reach out to us, book a call, and then see if you'd be eligible for an agency ad account.
Superpowers, just confidence and
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.